Welcome to week 9 of our Scentaholic leadership program. Well, we are almost halfway done, so we are getting there, you guys. I hope you've enjoyed this program so far and looking to see how everything fares out for everybody in the next half. So anyway, this week we're going to be reading chapters 10 and 11. So we're going to be reading 2 chapters this week, but don't get scared off yet. Chapter 10 is really short. Great chapter, but very short. It's only about 2.5 pages long, so it's an easy read this week, but a great and powerful one as usual. But before we go into this week, I want to talk about last week's challenge. Wondering how it went for everybody who sent out your 10 personal handwritten cards. I really enjoyed seeing the pictures and the creativity that you guys put into your cards. And thanks for uploading your pictures and sharing with the rest of us. And I am absolutely certain you're going to have some very happy recipients of those cards. So the one thing about being a good leader is recognizing and encouraging others. And I think by doing that, you also find it very rewarding personally as well. So I hope you found that to be true. And I'm sure your team members, your customers, your hostesses, and whoever is going to be receiving those cards, you're going to really appreciate that you took the time and effort to send them a sincere handwritten card. So great job in doing that last week. So this week, as I said, we're going to be reading chapters 10 and 11. And chapter 10 is titled Build Belief. That's the name of the chapter. And Mary's opening comment in that chapter is, treat every newcomer as a superstar in the making. Mary talks about how a lot of people, you need to get to them to believe in themselves before they can accomplish anything. And she says many will overestimate the challenges involved in growing a business and underestimate themselves. So how many of you, before you started our leadership program, overestimated the challenges and the program before we even started? Were you underestimating yourself? So thinking to yourself, can I do this? Will I really have the time to do this? I know that I did. I am guilty of that. Before we started this program, I was really concerned if I could even run a program like this because I've never done anything like this before. And my life already seemed crazy enough as it was, let alone running this program. So I was very nervous and I was really underestimating myself. But now that we're almost halfway through this program, I hope you're feeling a sense of accomplishment as I am. I'm realizing that we can do it. So, and I really think we underestimate ourselves, but that's why we really need to get feedback from others. And I hope, on our Superstar page, the feedback you guys are giving each other is really helping you guys know that you can do it. So, and also when you get new recruits, are you telling them that the sensational start levels 1, 2, and 3 and the shooting star, you're letting them know that they can do it? And those are great encouraging words, of course, and they need to hear it. But keep in mind, they're probably underestimating themselves. So your goal and your responsibility with the new crew, I think one of the most important things, in addition to mentoring them, is to help them realize that they can do anything and help them believe in themselves. One great way to build belief is when the new catalog comes out. Tell your team and customers how amazing the catalog and the new products are, because as you know, our catalog and our products do get better and better each catalog season. So another thing you can do right now is brag about how Scentsy was just ranked number 25 in the Direct Selling News top 100 direct selling companies in the entire world. Not just nationwide, but in the entire world. I am very proud of this little company that's only 10 years old to be ranked so high in such a short period of time. So very impressive, something very worthwhile to brag about. And also when you brag about our company and its products, not only does it help build people's belief in our company, but it does for us too. We need to hear those things too, which is a very easy thing to do when you're in Scentsy, because I really find with Scentsy you really don't need to do a lot of convincing and a lot of sales pitch. You basically just need to introduce the product to people, and it kind of takes on a life of its own from there. I'm sure you guys experience that at your parties as well. So there's a quote that I thought related well to this chapter I want to tell you guys. It goes like this. It says, says the way you see people is the way you treat them, and the way you treat them is the way they become. So it's really important for us to make sure that we're believing in our team and believing that they can do it so they can believe in themselves. Because the biggest key to achieving our dreams is to believe it is achievable. So if you didn't believe plants would grow, would you see from seeds, would you even plant seeds? So, I mean, everything starts with belief. So let's talk a little bit about chapter 11 now. It was really amazing, really spoke to me, and I did a lot of highlighting in this chapter. The title is called Be a Strategic Mentor. I know we've talked about it before, but Mary's opening quote is, "Give your attention to those who deserve it, not those who demand it." I've had to tell myself this over and over again throughout my Scentsy career. It's really hard as women. We want to help everybody. It's just kind of our nature. So, and how many of you get a new recruit and they take off and they do awesome things, and they don't necessarily ask you for help, but they do their own parties and they really take it from there. I mean, you support them now and then, of course, but they're rock stars and they really have the self-discipline and desire to just do it on their own. Then you get a recruit, on the other hand, who has excuse after excuse, doesn't produce, they're up for cancellation every 3 months. But you find yourself investing a lot more of your time with those who are making the excuses instead of those who are actively working their businesses. And how many of you are guilty of that? Again, I know that I am. So our time is very valuable, especially in this business. I know a lot of you are juggling families and careers and other things going on in your lives. So, I mean, spend this time wisely. And Mary said, spend the majority of your time with the people who are actively working, because the biggest mistake leaders make is working with the wrong people. Again, the biggest mistake leaders make is working with the wrong people. This is so true, and I think everybody in this business has been guilty of that at one time or another. So, and imagine that hour you spent with that consultant who has lots of excuses every month, who's up for cancellation every 3 months, who doesn't produce. Imagine if you spent that hour with someone who was actively working their business. That hour would be so much better spent. That's why this is such an important thing to remember as a leader, especially as your teams grow and your time gets much more valuable and spread thin amongst other people. So, and I'm guilty of getting sucked into negativity. I get sucked into people who aren't doing anything or they aren't trying. Again, I think a lot of women are guilty of this. We want to, it's kind of our nature. We want to help everybody. So this is something I know we all need to work on. But you also have those consultants, and you feel like you need to nag them as well. So, think about your time and how valuable it is, and refocus on those who are actively working their business instead. So one thing Mary said, if you've been a director or a consultant for a while and you have a lot of team members who are unmotivated or aren't doing very much, and you're blowing smoke trying to get them motivated, this is what she says: don't waste time trying to resurrect yesterday's performers. Look for new people. It can be hard when you have someone you had high hopes for who didn't live up to your expectations, but you must invest the bulk of your time in your top performers. So very good advice for all of us, I think. So that is why it's so important that we are continuously recruiting. Because remember a couple of weeks ago we talked about how 50% of your team is going to cancel within the first 3 months. So that's why it's so important to get that fresh new blood in your team and keep recruiting and keep encouraging your team to keep growing their teams as well. Because sometimes all it takes is that one recruit who pushes you to do more and encourages you to learn more and train more. Oops, sorry, my phone's droiding. I mean, they can become your next rock star. I mean, they say 4% of people in your front line are going to be really working their business. So that's who you want to focus on, and focus on those next up and coming rock stars. So this is a great chapter. You're going to really enjoy. I'll let you guys read the rest on your own. And you may even want to read it a couple of times like I did. So let's move on to this week's challenge. There's 3 things I want you guys to do this week. The first thing I want you to do is whenever you have a negative thought about yourself or your business, I want you to immediately replace those negative thoughts with 3 positive thoughts. They say when you hear something negative, it usually takes 3 positive things to overcome it. So again, if you have a negative thought, immediately think of 3 positive thoughts. And the second thing I want you guys to do is to spend your week reaching out to your team and those around you and let them know that they are good enough and they can achieve their goals. Help them believe in themselves. And the third thing I want you to do is to find your favorite video or training or anything that inspired you and has really helped you in your business and post it on our Superstar Facebook group page. Share how it helped you, inspired you, or just give it a thumbs up as a great training or idea that someone else from our group could also learn from as well, hopefully be inspired. So again, 3 things. Whenever you have a negative thought, replace it with 3 positive thoughts. Reach out to your team and those around you and help them, let them know that they are good enough and help them believe in themselves. And then post your favorite video or training or whatever inspires you or has really helped train you in your business and post it to our Superstar page. So I'd love to learn how it inspired you, and also, like I said, I think it will help inspire the rest of us as well. So I want to close this week by letting you guys know how much I really believe in all of you. I really saw the incredible potential in you guys from the get-go, and that's why I invited you to participate in this program. I'm so grateful you accepted my invitation. And I'm so grateful you're participating in these challenges and believing yourself enough that you did accept my invitation. It is really an honor to work with all of you. You're really a great group of people, and I think you all inspire me daily, so I hope you guys are being inspired by each other as well. I love you guys. Feel so blessed that you chose to be part of this program, and thank you for all you do, and have a wonderful week, everyone. All right, bye-bye.